The weather pattern is set to reload in late January, but especially into early February with plenty of winter storms and the potential for significant severe weather. We're going to be walking you through the weather pattern here over the next couple of weeks. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow along with all my detailed, accurate weather breakdowns. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you do enjoy it at the end. And also leave any comments, questions, concerns below. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get into the forecast here. Let's look at our temperature anomalies because we are coming off of some very cold air over the past few days, and we're going to start to moderate those temperatures heading into the weekend. And you can see we have those moderating temperatures with the oranges and reds across the plains. That signifies above normal temperatures, and then you have below normal temperatures wherever you see the blues and greens. And notice that's further off to the east as we go through today. Heading into Saturday, notice the milder temperatures will kind of come in waves across the Midwest and into the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley there for Saturday. And then going into Sunday here, we still have the blue on the map. We're still having below normal temperatures, but not as significantly below normal as what we just got out of just a few days ago. We're seeing milder temperatures from the Pacific Ocean moving across this weekend. Now let's look at the precipitation here. We have a little bit of Great Lake effect snow up here that continues to bring very heavy snowfall to places like western New York, also western lower Michigan and the UP of Michigan. But what we also are keeping an eye on for the weekend is a clipper system that will bring some more light to moderate snowfall across southern Canada into Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and down here into Minnesota today. And then as we go into Saturday, that clipper system will be on the move more into Ontario and the Great Lakes region as we go into Saturday. And then going into Sunday, you can see that moves over here toward the northeast. So upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, maybe even western Massachusetts could be seeing some light to moderate snowfall as we head into the upcoming weekend, especially by Sunday. Let's look at the Great Lakes because this area has been pummeled by snowfall over the past few days, and we continue to see bouts of snow with clipper systems and lake effect snow bands moving over this area. We have an additional 6 to 12 inches of snow in some areas here, especially into upstate New York near Watertown, and then over here into northern lower Michigan and up here into the northwest peninsula area of the upper peninsula of Michigan as well, so closer to Lake Superior. That's what we're seeing here with that lake effect snowfall. Now looking at the southwest, this is a wonderful weather pattern. We have a cutoff low pressure system here across portions of Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico. This is actually going to be great news, so watch as we go through the weekend. Pretty dry today, and then as we go into Saturday, we start to see moisture here in the foothills, the higher elevations. We're going to get more of the snow. In the lower elevation, in the valleys, we're going to see more rainfall as temperatures are warmer for rain. That'll continue as we go into Sunday. Notice the precipitation actually migrating further from central California more into southern California. And those are the areas here that have all those burn scars. I don't think we're talking about mudslides, so that's some good news. I don't think the precipitation will be heavy enough for that, but definitely seeing some precipitation, and that should help with the wildfires out there. And then as we go into early next week, Monday, Tuesday, that really just continues. So looking here at the precipitation amounts, while they're not going to be substantial, we definitely are seeing some precipitation. Help from Mother Nature is warranted here, and we're definitely seeing some areas over 1/2 an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch between now and Monday, the 27th of January. And then in the foothills region or the Sierras, we're going to start to see heavier snows the higher up you go in elevation. This is where we could be talking about anywhere from 8 to 12 plus inches, especially in the central southern Sierras as we go through the weekend and into early next week. Again, taking you through Monday, January 27th. Let's look here at the pattern as we go into the rest of January. This is next week between Monday the 27th and Friday the 31st. And we have that cutoff low pressure down here into the desert southwest, really kind of centered around Arizona. We got a weak ridge bringing milder temperatures across the Mississippi Valley, and here across eastern Canada, that's the Arctic air that is departing here further to the north. So looking here at the temperatures as we go into next week, a milder pattern here. We're going to moderate our temperatures this weekend, and then heading into next week, we're in a full-blown mild pattern here. And this doesn't mean we can't see snow, but definitely seeing mild temperatures Monday, Tuesday, and then we extend this here into Wednesday, Wednesday, notice a lot more oranges, reds show up here, and then into Thursday and Friday as well. So the theme next week will be for milder temperatures, and let's look here how the precipitation will behave. So as we go into next week, Monday we got some precipitation down near the Gulf Coast. This will all be liquid, all rainfall. So we're not talking about a historic snowstorm again or anything like that. The snow up here to the north, this is a clipper system track from southern Canada into southeastern Canada and the northeast US. That could bring bouts of light to moderate snowfall. But here's the feature we're watching here. You can barely see it. You blink, you miss it here. Across the Four Corners region, Monday into Tuesday, low pressure down here. That's going to get into the plains by Wednesday. This could bring some mountain snow for Colorado and New Mexico, rainfall for the Red River Valley down here into the Lone Star State of Texas by Wednesday. This is according to the European model. And then as we go into Thursday, that ejects, negatively tilted by the way, into the plains Thursday and into Friday. This could bring a cold frontal severe weather setup here on the southern side across portions of the mid and lower Mississippi Valley, and then a snowstorm on the northern side here across the plains and into the upper Midwest on the European model to round out the month. Here's the GFS depiction of it. You can see Monday, there's that low pressure down there in Southern California bringing beneficial moisture. Then as we go into Tuesday, that brings a little bit of some light snow to the mountains of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. And then as we go into Wednesday, it's a slower solution here on the GFS. It has the moisture kind of a little delayed by a day near the Gulf Coast. And then by Thursday, we start to get stuff to develop down here. Heavier snows on the GFS in New Mexico and even the Texas Panhandle. It's a slower solution, so that could dump a lot more heavy snow, kind of snowing into Friday as well. So notice how the European model that we just showed you was all the way up here in Iowa, Minnesota already with the low, while the GFS is much further south, still down here in Texas and Oklahoma and much slower. So the outcomes will be the heavy snow here, the potential scenarios. We can have the European model from Texas Panhandle all the way to Minnesota, heavy snowstorm, warm side of it near the Mississippi Valley, or the GFS much slower, dumping hefty snowfall down here in New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle on the order of several inches to feet. And then the warm side more suppressed to the south into Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma, East Texas, and Louisiana. Something to keep an eye on there. There are differences in the model here with north-south, how far north it goes, how far south, how fast or how slow the storm is as we go into next week. Let's talk about early February, because the active weather pattern doesn't stop in January. It bleeds over into February, and this is a stormy look. We have a little bit of a trough here with cold air to tap into across southwestern Canada. We have a ridge beginning to develop across the southeast. We got warmer air to tap into, so we call it the baroclinic zone. It's the battleground between colder temperatures to the northwest, warmer temperatures to the southeast, and you can see that here on the temperature anomaly map. Here's the cold air we got to tap into on the backside of these storms in early February. Southwestern Canada into the northern United States. Some of that could extend into the central United States as well. We got the milder ridge across the southeast. It's not going to be 90 degrees in Atlanta, but it's going to be milder than what we have seen. And you can see, looking at the European model as we go in towards the 1st of February, it kicks out that first storm that we're seeing in late January and then brings about the potential of a winter storm somewhere in the Midwest, the Ohio Valley by around the 2nd, 3rd time frame. And then you kind of get the theme here that we have the potential for several winter storms kind of crossing through, kind of cross-country winter storms on the European model. Looking at that potential, we have the chance for some bigger snows somewhere from the Central Plains, the Front Range of the Rockies, up here toward the Midwest, maybe the northern Ohio Valley, but more so into the Great Lakes, and then exiting across southeastern Canada. To the south of the snow track, we're looking at the potential for either freezing rain with an ice storm or severe weather with heavy rainfall here down across the deep south. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as we go into early February. So thank you all for watching. With very active weather pattern ahead, so make sure to stay updated on the latest information. The best way to do that is to subscribe to the channel here. Check back often for updates, as we'll be providing you an evening update this evening on this, as well as new model data comes out. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. You know we'll get to those after the video. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Friday out there.